Welcome again, and today we are going to start the third part of physical features, our relief, our physical divisions of India. In this section, we will study the peninsular plateau, coastal plains, desert, and rest the part. I hope you will enjoy. And if any doubt, please send your doubts. Don't hesitate.
So, today we will start physical features of India, and today's topic, this is third part, and topic is, we can see, peninsular plateau. So here you can see the oldest landmass of India. General elevation is around 600 to 900 meter. On the basis of prominent relief features, the peninsular plateau can be subdivided into three broader groups: Deccan, Central Highlands, and Northern Plateau. Here you can understand a proper manner. So we can take a brush here, or we can take a highlighter, and you can see this portion. You are able to see this portion. This is Central Highland, and this one is Deccan Plateau, and come to here, this one is Northeastern Plateau or Shillong Plateau. Some people say that this is Meghalaya Plateau. So this is entire peninsular plateau region. So come to Deccan Plateau, located in south of river Tapi. Northern boundary is demarcated by Satpura, Vindhya, Maikal and Mahadev ranges. West and east flanks are represented by Western Ghats and Eastern Ghats respectively. An average altitude is 600 meter and it rises up to 1000 meter in south and slopes down to 500 meter in the north. मतलब जो साउथ का पोर्शन है वो हायर है, नॉर्थ का पोर्शन जो है वो कंपैरेटिवली जो स्लॉप है साउथ टू नॉर्थ है. This plateau covers an area of 2 lakh square kilometer. So you can get the area of this plateau is around 2 lakh square kilometer. Most important rivers are flowing towards east and form delta. Towards east means they are flowing from Western Ghats to Eastern Ghats, and they are discharging their water in Bay of Bengal. And here is the next issue, Western Ghats and Eastern Ghats. और अभी हमने बात किया था कि जो वेस्टर्न फ्लैंक्स है वेस्टर्न घाट्स के द्वारा और ईस्टर्न फ्लैंक्स डेक्कन का ईस्टर्न घाट्स के द्वारा कंप्लीट होता है. This is western flank of Deccan Plateau and this is the eastern flank of Deccan Plateau. Then this is parallel to Arabian Sea. This is very important and very simple, and this is parallel to Bay of Bengal. It extends from Tapi river to Kanyakumari. This extends from northwest Odisha to Nilgiri hills. Its width or broadened varies from 50 km in north to 80 km in south. मतलब केरला के आसपास ये 80 km ज़्यादा चौड़ा हो जाता है. Its width varies from 200 km in north and 100 km in south. Just ये एक दूसरे के कंट्रास्ट है, ये नॉर्थ में ज़्यादा है और साउथ में कम है. Then Western Ghats का जो एवरेज altitude है, it is about 900 to 1100 meters. Then अगर हम ईस्टर्न घाट की बात करें, एवरेज altitude is about 600 meter. Then it forms a continuous wall and can be crossed only through passes. Passes means we are talking about the natural passes. And भोर घाट, पाल घाट के जो आप passes की बात सुनते हैं, हिंदी में दर्रा बोलते हैं इसको. It has been eroded by east flowing rivers only properly visible between Mahanadi and Godavari. And most of time this has been eroded by different east flowing rivers, especially Mahanadi, Krishna, Kaveri, then Godavari. All these are east flowing important rivers. So we can move forward. And the eastern plateaus. This is part of Deccan and it extends up to Chota Nagpur Plateau. and it can be sub-classified in 4 groups. And first one is Baghelkhand Plateau in north of Mahanadi. It is drained by tributary of Son. Then Chota Nagpur Plateau. It is an area of Jharkhand and some part of West Bengal. It is composed of granite and gneisses. एंड आपको ये बताते हैं कि सबसे इंपॉर्टेंट रीजन ये माना जाता है मिनरल्स के नजरिए से. एवरेज एलिवेशन इज अराउंड 600 मीटर. ड्रालमा एंड Apurahat and Rajmahal are important 3 hills. They are basis of this plateau. And then third is the Mahanadi or Chhattisgarh basin. This is also an area under this. And the Dandakaranya plateau, this lies in the south of Narmada basin. So you have to study all these 4 points on map of India. Then come to Central Highlands. Central Highland, this is an important portion of peninsular plateau in the north of Tapi. The Araulis, यह boundary देखिए, इसका northwestern boundary, the Araulis. It runs from Ahmedabad to Delhi, about 800 km. Highest point Guru Shikhar, 722 meter in Mount Abu. Mount Abu is located in Rajasthan, an important tourist spot. You can visit this place also. And Guru Shikhar, after going Mount Abu, you can visit Guru Shikhar, important place also. Then Rajasthan uplands in east of Araulis with an elevation of 250 to 500 meter, drained by Chambal and Banas. Important 2 rivers, Chambal and Banas. Then the Madhya Bharat Pathar lies in east of Chambal. This portion is some depth study is required for class 11. But not so depth study required for class 9. क्लास 9 के बच्चे केवल सिंपल मैप में इसको देख के काफी कर सकते हैं, बट फॉर क्लास 11 यू हैव टू गो टू डेप्थ फॉर ईच एंड एवरी टॉपिक. सो लाइज इन द ईस्ट ऑफ चंबल, जिसको हम चंबल का बीहड़ बोलते हैं. जो आप लोग चंबल का इलाका देखते हैं, जिसके बारे में अक्सर प्रचलित है कि बहुत सारे आपके शोले फिल्म का शूटिंग भी उस एरिया में हुआ था ना, जहाँ डाकू गब्बर सिंह आपके चंबल के बीहड़ से आते थे. तो ये जो चीजें हैं वो वाला एरिया है आपका, जिसको मध्य भारत पठार भी बोलते हैं. इसको चंबल ने बहुत ही काट के अपने हिसाब से बनाया है. देन द बुंदेलखंड अपलैंड या बुंदेलखंड प्लेटू भी इसको बोल सकते हैं, लाइज बिटवीन यमुना एंड विंध्या स्क्रैपलैंड्स, टोटली मेड ऑफ ग्रेनाइट. देन मालवा प्लेटू बिटवीन द मध्य भारत पठार एंड विंध्या रेंज, दिस इज ऑल्सो इंपॉर्टेंट प्लेटू. Then come to Vindhya range. This is Vindhya mountain. Then after that Vindhya and Scrapland, it stretches up to Camor hills. Then Narmada valley. This is the final one, or the southernmost part of Central Highlands. Then come to the northeastern plateau or Meghalaya plateau. Some people also says it or take it as Shillong plateau. It is an extension of Deccan plateau. This is an important issue what we have discussed in previous portion. The Indian plate exerted tremendous force by its northeastward movement at the time of formation of Himalaya mountains, and a huge fault was created between the Rajmahal hills and Meghalaya plateau. This is quite important portion. A fault was taken place. An entire region between Rajmahal hills and Shillong plateau, it was submerged in the ocean, and later on it was known as a depression and finally filled by the sediments deposited by Himalayan rivers which are flowing towards Bay of Bengal. And Meghalaya plateau is subdivided into 3 important hills, the Garo hills, the Khasi hills and Jayantia hills, named after local tribes. And this region is also very important for minerals and rat hole mining. You have been studied in class 10, an important portion from Meghalaya. Then the Great Indian Desert or the Thar Desert. This is also important broader division of India. It lies to the northwest of Araulis. जो अरावली माउंटेन आपने पढ़ा, उसका नॉर्थवेस्ट पार्ट जो है that is Thar Desert. An arid dew to low rainfall. Arid means सूखा, जहां पे बारिश कम होती है. The southward slope has been the main outlet of Rajasthan rivers. The rocky hills to the south of the Great Bend of the Luni, the Salt River, are about 1000 meters in height. The most low-lying part of lower Luni Valley, less than 20 meters above sea level. This is important only, just 20 meters above sea level. Then Sambhar Lake, this is the largest lake of Rajasthan, and Dindwana are important lakes for common salt. Sambhar और Dindwana थोड़ा सा इसमें अंतर है, इसके बारे में हम next portion में बात करेंगे. The whole region is covered with shifting sand dunes. We will discuss sand dunes also later. Then we are talking about Sambhar Lake. Sambhar Lake is a Balsam. Sir, what is the Balsam? Balsam is a desert valley or depression, usually draining into a playa. Playa का मतलब क्या होता है? Dry lake. माने a lake which is totally dried up. Clear? Is either basin or depression that formerly contained a standing surface water body which disappeared when evaporation process exceeded recharge. If the floor of a dry lake is covered by deposits of alkaline compounds, it is known as an alkali flat. Dindwana Lake is important on Palaya, and Sambhar Lake is most important example of Balsam. Balsam is a depression, desert valley or depression. उसका सराउंडिंग्स अपलिफ्टेड हिल्स होगा और माउंटेन्स होगा और बीच का पोर्शन डिप्रेस्ड होगा. क्लियर? सो बॉल्सन और पलाया इंपॉर्टेंट टर्म्स है, ये आप जरूर याद रखेंगे. कम टू सैंड ड्यून्स. फॉर क्लास 9 दिस इज वेरी सिंपल. व्हाट इज सैंड ड्यून? यू कैन रिमेंबर द नेम longitudinal sand dunes, Barkhans, then transverse sand dunes. But when it is the matter of class 11, you will find the different diagrams related to longitudinal, transverse and Barkhans. While talking about the longitudinal sand dunes, you can find out the diagram properly. Large elongated dune lying northeast to southwest parallel to the prevailing wind direction. They usually have symmetrical cross sections. Symmetrical मतलब equal slope from both sides you will find. And mention wind direction you can also find out. Then come to the Barkhans. The Barkhan dune can form when a lot of sand is present in the desert. A steady wind from one direction is needed. The face of Barkhan is very steep. It forms a trailing wall that is not steep, extending further backward and meeting the desert floor. So you can find out the Barkhan. Barkhan का शेप, कई बार इसके जो बरखान्स का दो आप हॉर्न देख रहे हैं ना, उसके थ्रू ही कारवांस गुजरते थे. इनको कारवांस पाथ भी बोलते थे हम. ठीक है. Come to the transverse sand dune. Transverse dunes are long sand dunes with a wavy rays running along their length. These dunes are arranged in rows that are parallel or side by side. They are made by winds carrying lots of sand. The ridges lies at right angles to the direction of the wind. So you can find out the transverse dunes. ये wind के right direction में आपको दिख पा रहे हैं. Then Rohi. Rohi is important patches of fertile lands. It lies between the foot of Aravalli ranges and the western Marusthali. Marusthali means we are talking about the desert. It is a belt with less or no sand dunes. It is drained by several short and seasonal rivers. These rivers have upgraded the fertility of land. Several patches of Rohi land occur in northern and central parts of region. Then west coastal plains. Coastal plains are important part. You are aware this is the broader division. So it lies between Western Ghats and Arabian Sea and is spread from Gujarat to Kanyakumari. This is about west coastal plain, and it can be subdivided as Gujarat plains, Konkan plains, Kannada plains and Malabar plains. While talking about Gujarat plains, it can be subdivided at Kutch Peninsula and Kathiawar coast or Kathiawar Peninsula also. Konkan plains from Mumbai to Goa, Kannada, the Karnataka plains, Malabar, southmost up to Kanyakumari. It continues nearly the main part. All of you are very much aware of Kerala. Then eastern coastal plains along the Bay of Bengal. It extends from Odisha to Kanyakumari. Then northern Sarkar plains. This is the northern part of this east coastal plain. It continues up to Krishna Delta and Coromandel plains. This is the southmost part from Godavari Delta up to Kanyakumari. So we can have some differences between west coastal plains and east coastal plains, and simple differences are there. You can easily read and write between Arabian Sea and Western Ghats, between Bay of Bengal and Eastern Ghats. The formation mainly because of erosion. This is important difference. And here the formation is mainly deposition by rivers, sediments deposition. Western coastal plains narrower one, eastern coastal plain wider ones, then comparatively less fertile. About west coastal plain we're talking, and east coastal plains are more fertile than west coastal plain, suitable for natural harbors and ports. But east coastal plains are not suitable for natural harbors and ports. Why? Because they are straight, and here in Kerala and nearby they are not straight, so they are suitable for natural harbors and ports. So come to the island groups, and here we are having this in front of you. This is the 10-degree channel. This divides the Andaman with Nicobar, or this separates 10-degree channel, means parallel to 10-degree latitude. Andaman and Nicobar Island is a union territory of India. It consisting of 572 islands, of which 38 are inhabited. Then the territory is about 150 km north of H in Indonesia and separated from Thailand and Myanmar by Andaman Sea. It comprises two island groups, Andaman and Nicobar. Then the Andaman Sea lies to the east and Bay of Bengal to the west. The island contents are thought to be a submerged extension of Arakan Mountain. Arakan Mountains means we are talking about a mountain located in Myanmar. तो म्यांमार का जो अराकान माउंटेन्स है उसका कॉन्टिन्यूअस रेंज आना चाहिए लिटिल निकोबार तक, लेकिन हमारे जोग्राफर्स का मानना है कि वो सबमर्ज हो गया बीच में, उसी का एक्सटेंशन है। ये जो टॉप्स दिख रहे हैं वो डिफरेंट आइलैंड्स हैं आपके। देन कम टू द लक्षद्वीप। लक्षद्वीप वी आर हैविंग, दिस इज द मैप ऑफ लक्षद्वीप। Then Lakshadweep consists of 36 islands, but currently there are 35 islands, as the Parali island submerged in water due to sea erosion. Then अगर इनके administration की बात करें तो it is controlled by the Kerala High Court, and Kavaratti is the capital. Exclusive economic zone is nearly 4 lakh kilometers square. Then Malayalam is local language and very important island for natural beauty and for India. So this is the last slide.
So dear friends, this is the end of this chapter, and I hope you have enjoyed a lot. And please send your doubts, if any doubts, or if any suggestions, advice, so that I can improve my teaching and maybe improve my video making. And hope you have enjoyed. And please wait for next chapter, drainage, in future. And for previous sections, you may check the inboxes where you can get link, so that you can connect yourself with the previous classes. Thank you. Have a great day.